coming up on 2 years exactly. This is a reminder to me of the importance of what we do in terms of public safety and how we cannot fall short when it's time for us to safeguard our children and this entire populace here in Broward County. I was taken away this morning by knowing that the students here at MSD had put this event together, Breakfast with First Responders. And it was a good sign and indicator that we are starting to heal in this community. It was difficult to come in and see all these young folks giving us applause and saying thank you for our services, understanding that not too long ago we came up short. But it was a good, strong message that the community is forgiving us as an organization, recognizing us as first responders, and truly, truly wanting to move forward and continue to bond this community much stronger. I was proud to see that our law enforcement and first responder members from across the entire county who participated in helping rescue and save some of the lives during that tragic day was in here, and we too was able to connect and bond again because there was some fragmentation when this event occurred. And so I think it's another good step for us to move forward, and it's also a reminder that the importance that we must perform, and we have to continue to safeguard this community and continue to heal together. So with that, I'll take a few questions if you have it.
Sheriff, where is the Sheriff's Office now, 2 years later, in terms of securing schools, ensuring children's safety? You said
Yes.
you fell short years ago. Where are you today?
We're pretty much 100 times better than what we were. Coming in, that was a core of the priority for why I was appointed to this position, to come in and bring forth advanced training, making sure we were appropriately using funds and putting the things in place that were important to safeguard not only our schools but our entire community. We've accomplished some things here where we're now one of the most credentialed organizations in the United States in terms of all the active shooter preparedness models. We've reinvested millions into our real-time crime center. We've modified and introduced our Office of Emergency Management. We put in new tactical alert protocols. We took the lessons learned from this event and maximized what we can do as an agency from a budgetary standpoint and bring in the necessary expertise into this organization to make sure we didn't leave anything unchecked. Anything else? Sure. So one of the things that we learned from this horrific event was that we needed to make sure we were doing annual training. There had been mentioned that the training had gone to a point where it was like every 3 years, every 4 years. It was inconsistent. These are degrading skills in terms of active shooter response protocols, so we've embedded annual training. We've enhanced our training staff so that we can meet the needs every single year. We also got certifications through the FBI Advanced Law Enforcement Rapid Response Training Program. We've also received credentials and training certifications from the Federal Law Enforcement Training Center, which is run through Homeland Security. And we brought in FEMA to help design out a comprehensive incident command structure so that we can make sure we mitigate the confusions that take place between fire, rescue, and law enforcement when these type of events take place. And those are just a few. Sure.
Thank you, Sheriff.
Anything else?
Yeah, I have another question.
Yes, ma'am. As far as the active shooter training within the schools, of course, we're partnered up with the school board because we have our resource deputies who are responsible for being on campus. We're helping lead up some initiatives. We work in partnership with the school board to establish a bleeding control program where we're supplying all the schools now throughout the county. That was step one. But we will be here whenever the school board or the superintendent call us to provide any level of expertise. We understand that this has to be a joint effort. We can't sit on the outside and say we're law enforcement, this is the school's responsibility. We're all united into how are we going to safeguard our children much more effectively. So when they call, we will come. Thank you very much.
Good morning, Superintendent Bob Runcie. I'm here with our school board chair, Ms. Donna Korn. Just wanted to brief you on what we're doing today around the district. Today is a day where the entire Broward County Public Schools family and community has come together to honor the lives of the 17 that we lost and the many others who were injured on this day 2 years ago. Today is a day of service and love. We have students, staff, employees all throughout this county who are working on a variety of service projects and activities throughout their schools. Projects that include service to others. We hope that this is a day that we work with our students to help them develop positive character traits, to understand the importance of kindness, to understand how important it is for all of us to connect with each other, to give back to our community, to support with us with everything that we want to actually get done. This morning at 10:17 a.m., we will have a moment of silence across all our schools in Broward County, again to honor those who we've lost in our community. So today, again, is an opportunity for us to have our students have their voice heard, to have them also engage in projects where they feel that they can positively impact their community. And so, we thank you, especially the media, for understanding what this day is all about and respecting the space and time that our students and families need. With that said, I'll open it up for questions.
Mr. Runcie, 2 years later, do you feel the district has made enough safety improvements to give parents confidence that their kids are safe at school?
Yeah. So 2 years later, I can tell you that this district, unlike any other district I know in this state and this country, has done an enormous amount of work to enhance safety and security, our top priority. We've invested over $100 million in safety and security measures, including adding thousands of additional video surveillance cameras, ensuring that those cameras now are connected to law enforcement agencies such as the Sheriff's Office and other law enforcement entities who've entered into that agreement. We've added other communications things in our districts, additional radios out to our schools. We put over 1,100 radios in the hands of school staff. We have moved our bus system off of the county's emergency system into a non-emergency system as well. We're upgrading the intercom systems in all of our secondary schools as well. We've also put in a significant amount of resources in staff, added over 500 additional security specialists, campus monitors, expanded the number of SROs on our campus. In total, we have over 1,200 security staff on our campuses in Broward County. One of the most notable changes is that we've created a new office in Broward County of School Safety and Security. It's something that's very new. It's something that's unique. We believe in public school systems and should be a model for the country. We've consolidated the oversight of all those 1,200 or so security staff in the district under the umbrella of one organization that ensures that there's consistency in protocols, consistency in how those staff work across our campuses, consistency in how they're trained, and what the expectations are. That's been another significant effort. We completed all our single point of entry projects in our schools, made sure we put that investment in place. Lots of protocols and things that we put in place to change the culture. And I would also note that part of our view of making our community safe is to deal with some of the soft issues. So we've added a significant number of resources for mental health and wellness supports throughout the district, hiring an additional 150 mental health professionals, including school counselors, social workers, and psychologists, to make sure that we can reduce caseloads, improve our intervention services to students as well. So just a lot that we've been doing out there. Finally, I just want to take this opportunity to remind everyone that there are a couple apps that have been introduced this year. One of them is Safer Watch. The other is Fortify Florida. Both of these offer opportunities for anyone in our community. If you see something, you hear something, we want you to report it. so that we can follow up on it and work with our law enforcement agencies to make sure everyone's safe. Again, safety and security of our schools, our children, our community, it's everyone's responsibility, and we continue to try to work as collaboratively as we can throughout all of our agencies and our entire community. Any other questions? You know, it's interesting. I talked to some teachers and students. It's definitely a different tone. I think that we need to always remind ourselves that we are absolutely impacted by this tragedy. Will forever be with us. But as a community, I can tell you the students have expressed a tremendous amount of courage, resiliency. I hear a lot that that we've got to work with parents and make sure that we address a lot of their concerns. But I think that the students, they've been doing much better than expected. Many of them still certainly have challenges, and we try to make sure that we provide all of the supports we can in terms of counselors. We got therapy dogs, everything that we can put into MSD we have been doing to make sure that we can meet the needs of everyone on this campus and in this community. So I think it's a little better than it was in the prior year, but we're still a lot of work to do, a lot of supports that are still needed.
Just a moment ago, you named a whole list of progress you guys have made
Yes.
in terms of how to make schools safer. There are still parents who are pretty critical of you,
Yeah.
including those who were affected by the
That's
shooting.
correct.
How do you win them over? What do you have to say to them today?
I'm not trying to necessarily win anybody over. I'm trying to do a job for the entire county to make sure that when we get up each and every day, that we're making our school system the safest school system we can possibly make it. And I can tell you that for some people, no matter what we do, they're always going to be critical. But I can tell you that what we have done, the investments that we've made, the changes that we've done in this district, the policies, the protocols, they've been significant. This district looks absolutely different than it did a couple years ago in terms of safety and security, mental health and wellness. That's just a fabric of everything that we do. Every board meeting, every workshop we have, every conversation we have, this revolves as a central component of what we do here in Broward County. I get districts from all over the country. Last week I got a call from a very large district in Texas. They're bringing a contingent of folks here to look at what we do, to see what they can implement in their district. So I think we're not only helping Broward County, but we're helping the nation to rethink safety, security, and mental health and wellness as we implement that in our school systems.
Superintendent, you just had a parent run by and say get rid of the promise program. We're sort of spinning off what you're talking about.
Yeah.
What sort of changes have been made there? What sort of changes have been made?
Yeah, so again, as the MSD Commission has said at one point, that's a red herring, it's irrelevant, but it's a narrative that folks want to put out there that that discipline program really has nothing to do with this. Nevertheless, I can assure you that how we implement any discipline practices within the district in any program is consistent with state policy and guidelines. We're centered around making sure that we can work with our kids to help them address issues that impact their behavior. And I'll tell you, one of the things about this day of service and love, it's also a recognition that our work isn't just about reading, writing, mathematics. It is about helping our kids to develop the life skills. The life skills are going to enable them to deal with tragedy, to deal with loss, disappointment, and lots of issues they have in life, and to remain centered, remain resilient and focused, and embrace things such as love, compassion, forgiveness that we all need as a society to come together to move forward.
Superintendent,
Yes.
the faculty at Parkland, schools nationwide have adopted school shooter drills as part of the school year, not just in high school, but middle school and elementary school. Are these drills just a fact of life, and are they useful?
Well, let me just say, you've got to do some type of drill. You have to do some type of preparedness. I think doing the same drill over and over again is problematic. And what we're going to do in Broward County, and we'll change it towards the end of this year and moving forward into next year, is to change our strategy around how these drills are conducted, pretty much focusing a lot more on different scenarios and what we call situational awareness. Because it's not just about what may happen in schools. We know tragedies occur all over communities in this nation and the world. And we want our kids to be smart about what to do in situations wherever they may be, whether it's a shopping center, whether it's a church or some other public space. We are trying to make sure that we develop those skills. So we're going to be modifying our training and the things that we do around these drills in our schools going forward, so that they're a lot more useful. Yes, I'm concerned about the frequency of them. That's something we've been talking to the state legislature about, seeing if we can modify that. But what we can do within our control, we're going to make some changes, but do it in a way that's consistent with state law, which really dictates the volume of the drills and type of drills that we're doing.
Mr. Run. Do you think the drills are traumatic at all?
They do have an impact on students. I personally talk to students as well as parents, and it does have adverse impact on some based on my personal experience and conversations. So we're trying to work on ways that we can minimize that impact in terms of how we do those drills, and do some preparation things to minimize how they feel when the drills actually occur.
Mr. Renzi,
yes.
Last year, in the past year, enrollment in the district's dropped about 3,000 as expected, with March 8th and the memos.
That's correct.
How much of that do you attribute to parents' concerns over safety?
I really don't attribute that to any significant degree to parents' concerns about safety, because we do exit surveys on them. That's not, I would see, a big prevailing issue. As you know, large districts around the entire state and the nation have lost thousands of students. Miami-Dade's lost students, New York, Chicago, LA. You look at these districts, it's kind of a national trend. Some of it is connected to birth rates and so forth. We continue to work to provide the best education we can in Broward County in the safest and most secure environment. I think our parents have appreciated the progress that we've made, not only on safety, security, mental health, but in the district's innovation. In lots of the programs and resources that we provide to give our kids a world-class education, we'll continue to do that and and work with the demographics as they continue to change. But I don't attribute a lot of that to it. I think that those are just demographic changes.
But a lot of them are going to charters and vouchers, so those are the same kids. They're choosing a different, it's not a birth rate.
Hey, look, vouchers and charters, they've always been with us. People have been going to charters and and taking advantage of vouchers since the late 80s. That's nothing new in Broward County. When I arrived here, about 12% of our kids, almost 40,000, were in charter schools, right? There's more and more charter schools continue to open. We've got a flood of applications that are in that we get every year. And so that's just a fact of life that we deal with. I think our job is to make sure that we're as competitive as possible, that we provide a product and an experience that is unmatched anywhere, and parents will continue to come. For example, we've got the largest speech and debate program in the world. It's a transformative experience for our kids. We have the largest deployment of computer science in the state. Over 50,000 students in Broward County engaged in computer science and STEM. We also provide lots of opportunities for multiple pathways. Our kids have a record number of industry certifications that they've earned upon graduation. Speaking of graduation, we have our highest graduation rates that we've had in Broward County. So our trend lines look good. Our students continue to progress when they move beyond Broward County. They're doing some really amazing things, and we're proud of their accomplishments, and just want to continue to applaud our teachers who come in each and every day, work tirelessly to make sure that our kids are getting not just a great education, but getting the love, the support that they need to be successful in school and in life.